So we're going to go ahead and start our practice in the seated position. It's often nice to be sitting on a block or a blanket. Getting those hips a little bit above those knees makes sitting up in a straight position that's more palatable for your back much, much easier. Roll those shoulders back so that they're directly over the hips. Hands open on the sides, palms down, whatever's comfortable for you. And then slowly close your eyes and start to watch the breath. Take a nice big inhale all the way up through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, follow that breath, that prana, all the way down the spine until it makes its way into the sitting bones, and feel yourself surrendering into the earth. Now take one hand and place it on the chest and one hand and place it on the belly. And start to follow that breath once again. So by inhaling up, feel the chest inflate, feel the belly inflate, the ribs will separate, feel the body getting taller. As you exhale, feel that heart center softening and the belly pulling back and the body softening. Bring your gaze to that third eye center. Bring your awareness to the coolness of the breath coming in through the nostrils. Refreshing, peaceful. And as you exhale, release any stress or tension or anxiety you might have brought with you today. Bring your awareness to the full upper body. As you watch that breath, feel the flow of the breath from the upper chest to the lower abs, and then the lower abs to the chest right back. What's the back side of the body doing? Feel the shoulders relaxing down. You can release your hands. Continue to watch the breath. Any thoughts that come into that mind, just acknowledge that they're there and then let them go. What are the muscles in the face doing? Is your jaw clenched? Are your eyes slightly squint? Just release them. And slowly inhale those arms up over the head and bring the palms together. Spread the fingers wide here. As you exhale, slowly bring those hands down in front of the heart center, spreading the fingers wide, and then gently placing the thumbs on the heart center. Continue to watch the breath. Feel the vertebrae separating as you inhale, the body getting taller, the crown of the head reaching for the sky. And slowly take a moment to set your intention for your practice. Slowly release those hands, inhale them up. This time look up at those fingertips. Bring the hands back together in front of the heart center. Interlace the fingers and place them under the chin. Inhale up the elbows. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, up those arms. Just warming up those shoulders and arms and opening up the palms of the hands to the sky as they come all the way down. Inhale it up. Exhale those hands down in front of the heart center. Interlace those fingers underneath the chin. Inhale it up. Exhale, round the back. Inhale it all the way up once again. And exhale, open up those hands. Inhale, up those arms. Exhale them down in front of the heart center. Interlace those fingers. Maybe shift the fingers over one so the interlacing feels slightly funky. And inhale up the elbows. Exhale, round the back. Really push those fingers out in front of you. Notice how they're a little bit pliable now than the first time. And inhale it up. Exhale it open. Now go ahead and grab onto your strap. And we're going to loosen up our shoulders a little bit. And you're going to take that left hand, bring it to the small of the back, and then slide it up. Inhale up the right arm, and exhale it back behind you. Maybe interlacing the fingers or using a strap here. So left hand under, right hand up. If you can grab onto those fingers, go ahead. If you can't, don't worry about it. Breathing here. Keep the neck loose. Maybe bring that head side to side. Maybe turning it yes and no. Keep breathing here. Allow the shoulders to relax down. And then slowly release those hands. Bring them out to the side, really pull them into that goalpost position. Take a nice big inhale, exhale, bring the elbows and the wrists together. Inhale it up. Exhale it together. Inhale it up. Or open. Exhale it together. Inhale it open. All the way up. And then exhale those hands in front of us. Okay, this time we're going to take that right hand, bring it to the small of the back, and then slide it up towards the middle of the back. Left hand up, and then gently just let the elbow release down. Now you may be able to reach on this side, you may not. Just depends. I know this is my tighter side, so I prefer to start with a strap. Everybody has different shoulder anatomy, different issues with the elbows, the wrists, and the arms. So just do what your body will allow you to do today. Sit nice and tall. Try not to slump the arms or the body over. Maybe even close your eyes for a moment. Feeling the body get nice and tall. And where's the body holding any tightness here? If you're holding on to the strap, are you clenching it like a death grip? You're really holding it super tight. Try to loosen it. Maybe hold on to the strap with just the index finger and the thumb. Let the arms relax. Go ahead and play with the neck. Shake the head no. And yes. Breathing here, getting into those shoulders. Slowly release that strap or those hands. Bring those arms out wide. Really open them, pull them back. Open up that chest, sit nice and tall. Bring those arms into that goalpost once again. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale the elbows and the wrists together. Inhale it up. Exhale it together. Inhale it open. Exhale it together. Inhale it open and all the way up high. Exhale those hands down in front of the heart center. Okay, roll those shoulders back. Roll forward. Now take a nice big inhale as you pull the shoulders up towards the ears. Get tall, and then a big sigh out. Inhale them up. At the top of that breath, pause it for a moment, and then let them drop. All right, move that head side to side. Inhale back to the middle. Exhale that ear over to the other side. And go ahead and take those arms back behind you. Interlace the fingers or grab onto the strap and then pull those fingers back. So you're pulling them back. If you have that strap, use that strap. Keep the palms facing one another as you pull that strap back. Breathing. Now go ahead and release the elbows, allow them to bend, and bring the knuckles to the right side of the body. Okay, so we're going to look a little bit like this. Okay. Take a nice big inhale and allow the left air to come over to the left shoulder. Getting into that whole right side of the neck. Inhale that head up to center. Bring those arms straight back again. Nice big tall breath. Allow the chest to raise. Let the shoulders relax down. And then when you're ready, bend the elbows and then swing those arms over to the right side of the body. The best that you can. The best that you can. Don't worry about it if they don't go as far as mine. Everybody's practice is different and everybody's body is different. So take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, let the right ear come over towards the right shoulder. Breathing here. Let the shoulders relax down. Let the fingers loosen around each other. With the inhale, feel the chest inflating. And with the exhale, feel the body sinking down towards the earth. Feel the right shoulder sinking down, the left shoulder, the neck releasing. Inhale it back to center. Bring those fingers straight back behind you again. Once again, getting into those shoulders. And then releasing those hands, inhaling them all the way up. Exhaling them in front of the heart center. Now let's go ahead and find our way into a child's pose. Really feeling the whole back side of the body a little bit. We've got our shoulders warmed up. So you can take those knees as wide as the mat. Some people like them a little bit closer together. Some people like to use their blanket or towel behind their legs here when we push back into that child's pose. So do what works for you. I prefer my knees a little bit wider. The toes often come together, and then just extend those arms out. Really allow the chest to sink down towards the earth. Feeling the whole back side of the body expand and release. Feel the lower back spread. You can also use a block here for your head, depending on where your muscles are out right now, where your shoulders are out, what your body's able to do, okay? If this really, really bothers your hips, pushing back with those sitting bones, you can always opt for the puppy, right? Where the hips are directly above the knees, and do the puppy. You can have that block there as well. So do whichever one feels best for you. But I want you to go ahead and I want you to close your eyes. Have that forehead straight down. And as you inhale, feel that whole back side of the body lift and lighten. Feel the back ribs separating. Feel the hips sinking back towards the heels as the chest sinks towards the earth. It's really nice to do this child's pose in the beginning of the practice because you really feel how much this pose actually works the body. Extend those fingers all the way out and try to lift the elbows off the mat. So you're really extending that back and those hips are really pushing back towards the heels. Take another breath or two here. And then on the next inhale, slowly inhale up all the way onto the knees, all the way up, and inhale up those arms. Exhale the hands together and exhale in front of the heart center. Open up those hands under the waist and just align the knees a little bit so that maybe they're more hip distance apart now. Okay, whatever's more comfortable. Because we're going to make this a flow from our knees. So inhale up those arms. Exhale the fingers back behind the head. Take another big inhale, squeeze the ears, push the sitting bones back behind you as you exhale down. Release the hands into the child's pose. Inhale it all the way back up. Exhale those hands back behind you. Take another big inhale as you exhale. Push the sitting bones back behind you. Come down to the elbows. Straighten the hands. Now pull your body forward into a baby cobra. Inhaling up. Keep the neck neutral. Exhale, push your body back to the child's pose. Inhale it all the way up. Now, if this bothers your knees at all, you can always take a blanket and bring it onto your knees, or even maybe just fold over your mat, okay, to give yourself a little bit extra cushion. Here we go. Inhale it up. Hands behind the head. Exhale those elbows down. Straighten up the arms. Then pull the body forward. And exhale down to that belly. Untuck the toes if they're tucked. Inhale up to the baby cobra. Take that. Another inhale back. Exhale back to the child's pose. Inhale it up. Hands behind the head. Another big inhale. Exhale the sitting bones back behind you. Pull the belly in. Bring the elbows down. Straighten the arms. And then inhale to that plank. Exhale all the way down. Now this time you can stay with the baby cobra or plant the hands a little bit closer towards the chest and inhale up for cobra. And then exhale back to the child's pose. Inhale all the way up. Hands behind the head, fingers paint behind you. Squeeze the ears. As you exhale, push those sitting bones back. Pull the belly back, bring the elbows down to the mat. Release those hands. And then inhale to the kneed plank. Exhale all the way down. Inhale up for cobra. Exhale back to child's pose. Inhale it all the way up. Exhale the fingers back behind you. Inhale. Exhale, push the sitting bones back, pull the belly in, bring the elbows to the mat. Straighten those hands out. Child's pose. Inhale to the plank. Exhale all the way down. Inhale up for your cobra. Now, if you want to go to upward facing dog, you're lifting the knees and the thighs off the mat. But just stay in the back bend that feels good for you. Take a nice big inhale and then exhale back to the child's pose. Hold this child's pose for a moment or two. Notice the difference of this child's pose versus the one we just did moments ago. Slowly inhale all the way up here. I'm going to add on a little bit. Exhale the fingers back behind you. Take another big inhale. Feel the body getting tall. Exhale, push the sitting bones back behind you. Bring the arms on the ground. Hands straight down, and then inhale up to your table cow. Exhale, round the back and push back to the child's pose. Inhale all the way to that plank. Exhale, chaturanga down. Find your back bend. Inhale up for that baby cobra, cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale back to the child's pose. Inhale it all the way up. Exhale those fingers back behind you. Another big inhale. Exhale, push the sitting bones back, pull the belly in, elbows to the ground. Release the hands and then inhale up for your cow. Let that belly sink down. Exhale, round the back, push back to the child's pose. Inhale all the way to that plank. Exhale, chaturanga down. Inhale up for the cobra, baby cobra, upward facing dog, whatever back bend. Exhale back to the child's pose. Inhale it all the way up. Exhale the hands back behind you. Inhale once again. Exhale, bring those elbows down to the mat. Release the hands, inhale up for that cow. Now tuck the toes. Lift the knees and exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale it to the plank, knee to plank. Exhale, chaturanga down. Untuck the toes, inhale up for cobra. Exhale it down and push back to child's pose. Inhale it up. Exhale the fingers back behind you. Another big inhale. Exhale the elbows down, pushing the sitting bones back behind you. Releasing those hands. Inhaling up for that cow, tucking the toes. Exhale, lift the knees and push back to downward facing dog. Inhale to your plank, knees up or knees down, chaturanga, down. Inhale up, cobra, baby cobra, or upward facing dog. Exhale back to the child's pose. Inhale it up. Exhale those fingers back behind you. Exhale them down. Release the hands. Inhale up to that cow. Tuck the toes under. Exhale back to the downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and hold this dog for 3 breaths. Really lift the hips up. Exhale back towards the heels. Let the heart sink towards the thighs. Don't worry about if the knees are bent. We're just warming up here. 1 more breath. We'll slowly walk those toes all the way up towards the front. Forward fold. Let the knees bend here, okay? Let your chest sink on the thighs to warm up those hamstrings. Nice and relaxed here. You might have a block here. Really lift all 10 toes off the mat. Push the heels into the ground. Let the body fold. Relax the toes down. Now lift the hips. Exhale, let the body fold a little bit more. Isometrically push those heels into the mat. Like they feel like they're pulling back, but they're not going anywhere. Inhale it halfway. Straighten the legs a little bit more. Exhale, fold. Let the knees bend. Doesn't matter. As long as you're feeling it in the back of your legs, that's all that matters. Place your hands on the hips. Squeeze the elbows together. Now soften the knees, pushing the sitting bones back, and then inhaling all the way up to standing, Tadasana. Inhale it up. Exhale the hands in front of the heart center. And inhale, open those hands into that Tadasana. Have those feet hip distance apart. Roll the shoulders back. Feel the crown of the head reaching for the sky. Shoulders relax down. Close your eyes. Lift all 10 toes off the mat. Let them relax down, but feel the 4 corners of the feet. Feel the knees lifting or those top thighs, the quads engaging. Feel the belly slightly pulling back. Maybe the chin pulls back just a millimeter. Feel the strength and the power of that Tadasana. Check in with your balance. Perhaps your body is swaying back and forth. Maybe play with the pelvic tilt a little bit. Find that resting Tadasana, the power and the strength and the grounding of the pose and just being here in this moment at this time. Bring the gaze to the third eye center. Inhale up those arms. Exhale, swan dive it down. Palms to the sky until they reach the shoulder blades. Soften the knees, push the sitting bones as we hinge at the hips. And exhale, forward fold. Step the right foot back. Drop that right knee. Maybe have your blocks here for a moment. And then inhale up into that low lunge. You can use your blocks here if your arms are not ready to come up here. But think of the perineum, that lowest part of the body, inhaling up all the way through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, let the hips release here. Plant those hands down, perhaps using your blocks, if you have a block or one block. Tuck the back toes under and then lift the back knee up into that runner's lunge. Make sure you have space in between the legs. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward. And if you're available, inhale up to that runner's lunge. Exhale the hands all the way down. Plant the right hand down with a block or without a block, whichever works for you. And then inhale up the left arm for a little twist.
Exhale that hand down and pull the front foot all the way back into the downward facing dog. Inhale up the right leg. Shift the weight back towards that left knee. Now we can also do this from our knees. Just bring that leg back. Swing that leg all the way forward, tenting the right hand and replacing that foot. Now it might be coming down on the knee,
Coming up and then bringing the leg forward. From here, have the block handy and inhale up into that low lunge. Make sure you have some space in between your legs. Don't be on a tightrope. Go ahead and hold on to the block if you prefer that block. Really inhale up, keep the shoulders soft, keep the jaw soft, allow the hips to release. Let those hands come down to the floor or the block, whatever's available for you. Tuck the back toe under, and you can just stay in the low lunge if that's all the body wants today. Listen to your body. If you want some more, then lift that back knee up. Now you're in that runner's lunge. You might have 2 blocks, you might have 1 block, whatever works for your body. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward. Really feel those legs scissoring towards one another. And slowly find your way up to the high lunge. Breathing. Exhale those hands all the way down, placing the left hand on the mat or a block. And then inhale up the right arm. You can also do this with the knee down. Exhale that hand all the way down. Pull that front foot back, downward facing dog. Breathing. Inhale up the left leg this time. Exhale back towards the heel. Now hinge the knee and stack the hips. So it looks like the knee is maybe pointing towards the ceiling the best you can. You're opening the whole left side of the body towards the left side of the mat. You might be able to even look underneath the right armpit and see that leg. Maybe not. Inhale that leg back behind you once again. Square off the hips. Exhale that leg all the way forward. And the trick to bringing that leg forward is keeping that knee tracing the outer edge of that mat. If you bring the knee forward, this is where you're going to stop. If you bring the knee out wide, you'll get a little bit more room. Rotate the back foot so that it's parallel with the back edge of the mat. This time, take that left hand, place it on top of the knee, and then push yourself up to a standing position into the warrior 2. So the right foot is parallel with the back edge of the mat or close to it. Some people like a little bit more of a angle, but that's okay. Front heel intersecting the arch of the back foot. So now we are on more of a tightrope. Okay. Bending into the front knee. Make sure that knee is going out towards the pinky toe. So really it's over those center 2 toes of the bottom and the center toes of the front foot. Push that weight to the back edge of that back foot. Bring those arms up. Don't let the body come forward here. Keep the body centered right over the center of that mat. Gaze down at that knee. Make sure that you're not collapsing on the inner arch or on the outer edge of the foot. Gaze over that third finger, the Drishti. It's like a vision of just a kind of a blurred vision right over the center finger. Relax the jaw. Turn the palms up towards the sky. Now let the shoulders relax down again. Now turn the hands back down. Breathing, bending into that front knee. What is your back foot doing? Are you falling into the arch of that foot? Turn that front hand up and then inhale, open that hand and back, reversing the warrior. Inhale back to that warrior. Now place that back hand on the waist. Now reach the body hand forward so the body doesn't reach anymore. When the body stops reaching, hinge the elbow and just place it above the knee. Point your finger to your hands to the long side of the mat. Now pull the shoulder back and then swing the arm over the head for a side angle pose here. Again, don't let that knee or collapse into either inner arch of either foot. Breathing here. Inhale up that arm, place it on the waist, and then slowly straighten the leg and coming down using your block for that triangle. Okay, the block can be here, here, you can maybe just hold on to the leg here. Open up the right shoulder back, front leg straight, back leg straight, and when you're ready, inhale up that arm. Now triangle is all about reaching up, getting light, not getting down, okay? If it's available, maybe open up. Think of yourself between two sheets of paper. Just opening up that body. Breathing through that triangle. Go ahead and slowly bend that front knee, bring that arm back over for that side angle pose. And then let the right shoulder round down as you pivot on the back foot and the heel comes up back to that runner's lunge. With a block or without a block. Knee up or knee down, your choice. And then inhale up the left arm. It's a little twist. Exhale it back down. Plant those hands and pull the front foot back, downward facing dog. Notice the difference between the right side and the left side of the body. Inhale up that right leg, nice and high. Hinge the knee, allow that right heel to fall back towards that left side of the body. Maybe gazing under that left armpit, opening up that body. Inhale it back. And then exhale, bringing that knee all the way forward, tenting that right hand. Step it down. Pivot the back foot flat so that the back edge of the foot is parallel with the back edge of the mat. Place the right hand on that knee and then push yourself up to that warrior two on the other side. Okay. Check on your feet. Heel intersecting back arch of that back foot. And into that front knee, that knee stays directly over those toes. The body is opened up to the side of the mat. Letting that knee come in, arms open. Gaze over that third finger. Breathing, allowing the hips to release. Where's your body holding its tightness? Feel the strength and the power of the pose. Release the jaw. Turn the front palm open and then reverse your warrior. Let the back hand rest on the leg. Stay away from the knee joint. Either be above it or maybe below it. Whatever feels right for your body today. And then slowly come back to that warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Spread the fingers wide, let the shoulders relax, the muscles in the face relaxed. Keep your gaze, the Drishti. Slowly place that left hand on the waist and then reach forward with the right hand until the body no longer can move. Hinge the elbow, place it right above the knee on the right leg. Point that left hand out to the side of the mat and then pull the shoulder back and then reach that arm up, protecting that shoulder as we reach it over our head. Go ahead and allow those hips to release. Side angle pose. Breathing here. Inhale up that left arm and place it on the waist. Look down at that front foot, straighten the leg, reaching for the ankle of the leg. Maybe if you have a block, okay. Open up those shoulders and then inhale, open those arms. Now with triangle, a lot of it, whether you use a block or not, is the length of your arms, the length of your body versus your legs, whatever feels good. I can get down to the ground with my hands, but I get so much more out of my triangle if I use a block. So I prefer to use a block. Bring your attention to that back foot, to that back edge of that back foot. Stay off of that inner arch of the back foot, and then really reach the arm up. Try to get that front body light. Opening here. Breathing. Maybe gazing up at the hand if it's available. A lot of balance here. Slowly soften that front knee and allow the arm to come over the head again for that side angle pose. Now you might be a deeper side angle pose, holding onto the block or the floor, or maybe come back to the knee. What feels good for your body? What's the back foot doing again? Let the hips release here. Take another big inhale, and as you exhale, round that left shoulder down, coming into that runner's lunge, lifting the back heel up and coming to the ball mount of that back foot. Again, you might have a block here. You might bring that back knee down. Okay, whatever feels good for you. And then plant the left hand and then inhale up the right arm for the twist to the other side. Do what feels good for your body. Exhale that hand down. Pull that front foot all the way back, downward facing dog. Drop the knees and come back into that child's pose that we started with. The beginning of our practice. And just breathe here. And then slowly find your way up to a seated position. We're going to bring those feet together into a Baddha Konasana. Now you can use blocks or even your blanket, anything that you have to place under those knees if you have a hip structure that makes this difficult. The feet can come out further or be closer, whatever feels good for your body. You can hold on to the toes if you want. Maybe just hold on to the knees, okay? Whatever feels good for you. Take a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, let the belly button come forward, keeping the back straight. So I'm going to give you guys a side angle view here today. But don't let the body round here. You take everything out of this pose when you do that. So inhale up. Exhale, just feel the belly button coming forward, just to your edge, wherever your edge of your body is. And once you get to that edge, inhale, feel the body lengthening. Exhale, let it soften. You might bring the arms out in front of you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. Feel the lower back spreading and releasing. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. And slowly make your way up. Now we're going to do a seated position pigeon today. If a seated pigeon is not going to work for you, you can always go down to your back and cross the ankle over the knee. Okay, so you're going to take that right leg, allow it to drop in front of you down so that's parallel with the edge of your mat. The front edge of your mat might be fine. And then you're going to take that right ankle and cross it as best you can over to the other side. Now you're going to see there's a lot of space here. So the way that you help alleviate that is bring your hands to the bottom of the feet, push the feet towards one another, and that will release those hips a little bit. And you may be feeling lots right here. I know I certainly do. Keep the feet flexed, all right, to protect the knees. Don't let the ankles pronate or supinate. So have them as if there was a block right here and you're doing it nice and flat against the block, okay? Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, let the legs release down. Let the sitting bones sink into the earth. If you're somebody who's looking for something a little bit deeper, you can also allow the body to come forward just like we did in our Baddha Konasana and our butterfly. And into those hips. This is also considered what you might have heard as a fire log pose. Close your eyes. Slowly release those legs by shifting the weight backwards and taking those legs out. Whew. Kind of windshield wiper them a little bit. Okay, so take that. Now take the other leg, whatever side you didn't do, bring that one on the bottom. Think of that leg as being parallel to the edge of your mat, maybe reaching under that thigh and pulling a little bit of that hip out or the thigh or the leg out. Give yourself a little bit of ground. Take that other leg and bring it on top the best that you can. Again, your legs are going to be really probably a lot of space here. And the way to push them, and then push the feet towards one another until that hip releases. Okay. And breathing. Maybe close your eyes here. Breathe into those hips. Maybe shift forward if it feels good, or place the hands on the knees. Slowly find your way back up. Take those feet as wide as the mat. Windshield wiper the knees down. And then find your way onto your back. Pull the knees into the chest, giving yourself a little bit of a hug. Maybe rocking back and forth a little bit, checking in with that lower back. Allow the knees to come directly over the hips, arms out into a T, and this time roll the entire body to the left side, stacking the right hand on top of the left. Keep the knees where they are, but inhale, open the right arm towards the right. Maybe do a whole little angel wing thing here to loosen the shoulder if it needs a little bit more loosening and opening into this twist. Maybe take that left hand on top of that right thigh. Slowly release that twist, bring everything back to center. And then go ahead and slowly roll over to the right side, stacking the left hand on top of the right hand. And then inhaling, open that left hand to the other side, using maybe that right hand on top of the left thigh. When we go into our twist in this way, this is the safest way to protect that SI joint.
The SI joint is that little joint that is right by the tailbone of our body. When that thing gets out even a millimeter, we feel it. A lot of times, if we feel like our back is out, we didn't really pull it or anything, and it just doesn't feel right, it's usually an SI joint issue. Slowly release those legs. Inhale back to center. Give yourself one more little hug. And then exhale both legs down, all the extremities down, palms up to the sky, and prepare for your Shavasana. If there's anything else in your practice that you feel like your body needs, then take this time to do that. Otherwise, close your eyes and bring them to the third eye center. Inhale all the way up to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, feel the body fully surrendering down. Continue to watch that breath. Feel the coolness of the air coming in the nose. As you exhale, feel the body releasing any stress, tension, anxiety. Feel the muscles in the face smooth and release. The jaw will release, the teeth might separate, even feeling the tongue relax. Continue to follow that breath with each inhale. And as you exhale, feel the shoulders releasing into the earth and the prana making its way down each arm, past the elbows, through the wrists, into the palm of each hand until it makes its way through the joint of each finger and out the fingertips. Feel the heart center rise and inflate with the inhale. As you exhale, feel your heart center softening, the navel center pulling back, and the flow of the prana making its way through the pelvic bowl, into the hips, and down each leg, past the knees, through the ankles, and all the way up to the joints of each toe until it reaches the tips of the toes. So that with each healing breath, we inhale all the way up to the crown of the head. And as we exhale, you're releasing any remaining stress, tension, anxiety out the nose, the eyes, the ears, the mouth, the tips of the fingers, the tips of the toes, every pore of the body. So the only thing you're remaining is that peaceful relaxation. Just enjoy the moment. Slowly wiggle those fingers and toes, bringing yourself back to the present moment. Letting the body fully awaken. And then pull one knee in, then the other, giving yourself a gentle hug. And then when you're ready, roll to your side using your arm or your hand as a pillow. And taking a moment to reflect on your practice. Notice how the body is settled. The breath is settled. And the mind is settled. With your head heavy and your eyes closed, gently push yourself up to a seated position. Bring your hands together in a prayer position. Rub them together, creating heat and friction into the palm of your hands. And then cup your eyes, blocking out all the light and opening your eyes up into that darkness, absorbing that energy. Bring the hands back together to the forehead, bow your head. Namaste.